Prong collars aren't designed to injure your dog. They're actually designed to help protect their trachea by spreading out pressure evenly.
People learning how to use tools isn't cruelty.
A lot of people that hate this tool wouldn't even know how to put it on, let alone learn about how.
Okay. Okay. So, I was going to let him talk for a little bit longer, but I thought I'd jump in. I can't speak on behalf of everybody, but I have learned how to use this tool from many, many people who all say the same things about how to use them properly and efficiently and safely. I think he's right in that they are designed to protect the trachea if you put them on right, because you're supposed to put it right here at the base of the neck. You're not supposed to put it down here, but who does this? Up here? Not too many people. So clearly people are not being trained to use these properly. And I think this also kind of coincides with the last video I did about using a gentle properly. But the biggest difference between my video and doing using a gentle properly is using a gentle improperly causes very minimal damage, with the exception of what this vet tech was saying, which is a very, very rare case on like damaging your teeth from using a gentle leader. But that's a very, very rare case. I've never heard of that before. I'll continue letting this guy talk.
The real cruelty isn't this or any other tool. I think something more cruel than the tool is letting your dog drag itself on a flat collar until it chokes and coughs, or react until it spirals out of control.
Prong collars aren't designed to injure your dog.
Okay.
Prong collars aren't designed to injure your dog. They're actually designed to help protect their trachea by spreading out pressure evenly.
People learning how to use tools isn't cruelty.
A lot of people that hate this tool wouldn't even know how to put it on, let alone learn about how it works.
The real cruelty isn't this or any other tool. I think something more cruel than the tool is letting your dog drag itself on a flat collar until it chokes and coughs, or react until it spirals out of control.
Okay, there's some problematic messaging here, but I don't entirely disagree, because sure, I don't want you to just use a flat collar. I've never said that. So I think we're in agreement at one point here. Just to I kind of just want to discuss a little bit about this argument that I hear over and over and over again, and we kind of just go around in circles about like, oh, if you use it properly, it doesn't do damage, yada yada. That's not true. I think a lot of people think it doesn't do the damage that they think it's going to do, which is damage the trachea, because yeah, okay, so if you put it up here where it's supposed to be put, it doesn't do damage to the trachea since it's down, the trachea is like down here. Okay, fine. But that doesn't mean that this doesn't do any damage at all. So to give you guys an example, this was with the police department that I was working with, or more so learning from, not so much working with, but learning from. And they put a prong collar on a dog, the correct way, obviously. And in one day of doing leash pops, okay, this dog's neck got so damaged that it got infected, and the dog had to go to the vet and go on antibiotics for a week, and wasn't able to work, because again, this was a working dog for the police department, wasn't able to work for the next week. In one day. And that's from professionals. That's from police. So to say that, oh, if you do it the right way, it's not going to cause any damage is crap, because it does do damage. The kind of damage that they're talking about, that they're, disregarding, again, which doesn't do damage to the trachea, has nothing to do with it. The other thing that I want to discuss is whether or not this tool is even effective, because I don't think it is. Some of you might disagree with me. That's fine. You can leave some comments and we can have a discussion about it, but I don't think it is. And the reason why I don't think it is because I have found in the 13 years that I've been training dogs that most adverse methods cause some kind of neuroses. We can get into a discussion about humane adverse methods. That's fine. But I don't really even want to talk about humane versus inhumane, because in my experience, it doesn't really matter if it's humane or inhumane. It still causes some kind of neuroses. You should not be at a certain point. The dog should be so well trained that the adverse methods stop. So I'm going to give you an example of what I would use as an adverse method, which is basically crate training. Okay. Some people would put that under an adverse method. I actually don't, because the crate is actually, it's, for those of you that know, that the crate is their safe space. It's their home. So I don't think it should be thought of as a bad thing. But some people have argued this. Some people have argued, well, if you're going to put a dog in a crate when they're misbehaving, that still counts as an adverse method. So that being said, let's just pretend like we're just going to agree with that. Okay. Let's just pretend like, okay, we're going to roll with this idea that this is still considered balanced training because I'm using the crate as like a timeout. Here's the thing. The crate doesn't do anything physically to the dog other than sort of frustrate them because they can't jump around and act out. So for example, maybe I'm working with a dog and the dog, I think we all run into these kind of dogs where they're just a bit sort of like stubborn and they don't want to listen and they want to like run around and be bratty because the owners they don't know how to deal with this kind of energy. They have a lot of energy and they don't know what to do with it, and they're just running around and being crazy. And so what I would do is I would just calmly put a slip lead on, put them in the crate, allow them to sit there for a few moments until they're a bit calmer. Because again, the crate is the calm place, the place that we go to be quiet, right? And when they're quiet, I let them back out. I try it again. And I might have to do this 5-10 times until they get it. That when you're with me, you need to be calm, quiet, collect. And we're going to do some training, right? So you could argue that still counts as an adverse method. But the question that I have for you guys is, what damage are you even worried about? Because those who claim things like, oh, you could use any tool that is used incorrectly could still hurt the dog. I'm sorry, but I can't think of any damage that I could do with crate training. Unless you're arguing that like the crate's too small, but I'm not doing that. So that's kind of out of the conversation, right? Like, there's no argument here. So to my point, is it effective? Is this tool effective? No, I don't think that pulling on a dog's neck when they do the thing that you don't want them to do is effective. I think the best way to train a dog is to give them guidance, is to show them what to do. Because after I let them out of the crate and they're nice and calm, I still show them what I wanted them to do, right? I'm not concentrating on the things I didn't want them not to do. Okay? So much love and respect to this guy, whoever this guy is. If you want to start a little debate in my comments, go right ahead. You are entitled to your opinion. We're all in this together, but I disagree. So take care, guys.